Back following the destruction of a gas facility belonging to Ajik Petroleum by suspected pipeline vandals on the 7th of February 2016 in Akaolu village in Ahoada East local government area in River State, the 2nd Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, has issued a strong warning to those the Army believed to have carried out the act. In a statement signed by the Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Captain Eli Lazarus, the perpetrators are demanding the release of a suspected member of the gang, Emmanuel Udum, who is in the custody of the Army and is being interrogated for acts of vandalism and cult-related activities, or continue to carry out heinous attacks against the government facilities in the area. The Army said anyone caught attacking pipelines or any public assets will face the full weight of the law. As Nigerians pick on the government over issues ranging from poor power supply, unpaid civil servant salaries, poor infrastructure, amongst other issues, civil groups have staged a peaceful rally to vent. The march held in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the passing of foremost activist Beko Ransome-Kuti. The groups also charged Nigerians to support the military in the fight against terror.
There is no doubt about it. Beko will have realized that nothing has changed and that the Nigerian people still have the challenge of fighting, coming into the streets, fighting peacefully, en masse, to improve their lot. Beko, no doubt, will be on the streets today, fighting against the increase in the electricity tariff when we are only being given darkness. Beko definitely will have been on the streets today, fighting for the reinstatement of about 3,000 workers in Imo State who were sacked. And Beko will have come to the conclusion that corruption, the greatest form of corruption, is still going on in Nigeria today.
He will tell the people here that they have to rededicate themselves to the struggle for a better Nigeria. And that has to be done by being more selfless. Everyone around must unite against terror. And that we should bond and not bomb. And then encourage everyone, especially leaders, that our medical system must be improved, education must be improved. The workers, their take-home pay must take them. But our destiny lies in our own hands. And we all have to galvanize, we all have to put more efforts, and we all have to do all that we can so that Nigeria will be great again.
I'd like to go back to Kwara State now, where earlier the governor was talking about increasing internally generated revenue, but there are other things happening there as well. Following the suspension of the industrial action embarked on by teachers of junior secondary schools in Kwara State, classes are yet to resume as most schools in Kwara are still closed. Some students who turned up for classes today were disappointed that their teachers didn't show up in spite of the directive for resumption. The chairman of the State Union of Teachers believes everything will fall into place soon.
This is the third day after the suspension of a 3-month strike action by primary and junior secondary school teachers in Kwara State. But the situation seems the same as the schools are still under lock and key. While commending the teachers for the action taken, the chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, Algan, Abdul Latif Okandeji, assured them of the payment of their salary arrears.
All the grey areas, all their demand, we have adequately laid the card on the table and showed them the strength of the state government and the effort put in place to solve the problem permanently. Yes, I still repeat for the obtained time. I said by the end of the first quarter of this year, all the measures we have put in place will be in position to address the issue of backlog, and I still reiterate it.
Okay, now, most of the schools are still empty, Only security men are on ground. These two students who were happy to resume after a long break were however disappointed as they could not gain entrance into the school.
I'm not happy because we did not find anybody in the school. So I want government should settle our teachers so that they will be coming to school.
We have been staying at home and we have not been going to school since when people have resumed. We have not started going to school. So we want to start going to school by this time. I want our teachers to come so that we can start preaching, so that they can start teaching us in the school.
Commenting on the issue, the state chairman of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, Musa Abubakar, said the strike was suspended for 3 weeks to honor those who mediated in the crisis.
The strike action embarked upon by the teachers of Kwara State was as a result of some salaries that are outstanding, precisely October, November, December then. And there are interventions here and there. The ALCON chairman has come out to tell the whole world that they have met and they've resolved to solve the problem before the end of the first quarter. So precisely by April, we're hoping that the problem will be over.
But now that the strike action has been called off, it is expected that teachers would return to the classroom immediately to enable students catch up with their studies.
Finally, the British government has donated the sum of £6.9 million for assistance for humanitarian support for the 2.2 million victims that have been displaced by Boko Haram attacks in northeastern Nigeria. The donation is coming on the heels of the visit of the British Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Baroness Anale, to Nigeria.
Nigeria is an important country, one where it has long friendship with us, and we want to be able to work with President Buhari on his reforming programme to ensure that Nigeria enjoys a peaceful and prosperous future. That's right, the Prime Minister appointed me his special representative to work on preventing sexual violence and conflict, and where it happens, to provide projects that can help the victims, and that's why I'm here too, to ensure that we can provide funding for projects to help those who've suffered from violence at the hands of Boko Haram, but also to be able to provide training for those who are in the Nigerian armed forces who face Boko Haram, who are going to meet the victims of violence. And today I've already seen the results of that. I've seen training being provided by British armed forces to Nigerians who are about to go and bravely face Boko Haram. I met the organisation Bring Back Our Girls, and they are an example of the passion that people feel about the appalling atrocities committed by Boko Haram. I salute them, I salute the work they do.
British Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Baroness Anale, her words of the altruistic donation to the Nigerian government to help the northeastern insurgency as far as the displaced persons goes brings this edition of News Across Nigeria to a close. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. See you next time.